What's up, guys? Nguyen, OG Fitness. Welcome to the channel. All right, so let's get into it. Today I got this question from one of the boys, from J Diderick. I'm honestly so glad I found my go-to judo channel. I had a hard time finding one, but I'm glad I found a quality one with a modern approach. I'm modern. Thanks, Jay. Starting my first judo lesson this Saturday, and I'm super excited after 4 or 5 years of doing TKD. So TKD is for Taekwondo, guys. Okay, and could you potentially make a video in the future for beginner judoka tips? And of course I said yes in the comments, and here's the video. So, man, I thought about this, and I've made videos before where I talked about, tips for older guys starting judo and all. Jay, I don't know how old you are, but doesn't matter. What I did is that I thought to myself, okay, if I were able to go back in time and talk to me 6 years ago before I started judo, what would I tell my younger self who is starting out in judo? And that's how I'm gonna approach this question, and that's how I came up with my answers. So the first thing is the importance of break falling. Okay. Now, I already knew how to break fall because my first BJJ coach actually taught me how to break fall because he learned it from his sensei, and his sensei had a judo background. So I kind of already knew how to break fall, so that was good. But with that said, there was a couple of details that would have saved my ankle. Yes, my ankle. My right ankle is messed up because I didn't keep my feet flexed when I landed. So the heel would strike the ground hard and displace the ankle out of its socket, so to speak. It's not a ball and joint socket, but it's a joint. So it moved it around a bit, and now it's kind of messed up. Anyways, learning how to break fall properly with proper positioning of your feet, okay? And like not having one leg over the other like this, but having it nicely spread out like that. And so your coach or instructor should be able to teach you that. And of course, looking in the direction of the fall, that's gonna help tremendously, okay, to prevent injury. Second thing I would have told myself is that you have to not be afraid to fall and accept the falls. Like when you get caught, you get caught. Okay, so that's just some stuff I'm getting to the important stuff soon. What else would I have told myself? Okay, here's the thing. I would have told myself, okay, really to focus on technique a lot more, like pay a lot more attention, okay, to how to execute technique. And what I mean by that is not only go off what your coach is telling you, but and what the other black belts are telling you. That's good, but also research it yourself to see on the internet, because there's so much information out there. There's so much good information, so many good YouTube channels. So I would say don't just rely on them. Rely on yourself as well. Okay, go out there, look at the information, so you could contrast, so you could ask questions, and if something's not working out for you, then you go look on the internet, and sometimes you can figure out it's just like one little detail or one little different way of approaching it, where you'll be able to do your kuzushis and your uchikomis and all that in a way that's going to be a lot more effective. So that's the thing. I would also say that when you practice, you want to be at 100% there. Like that goes for pretty much anything. You want to be as focused as possible. And oh man, yeah, this is a good one. I would definitely tell myself you want to stick with when you're doing randori, right? Randori is the sparring, free practice / sparring. When you do that, you want to stick with people who are lower level than you. And if you're just starting off and there's nobody lower level than you because you're at the bottom of the food chain, so to speak, right? Not saying that you can't make things happen, but what you can do is that you go with people who, you assess it after a couple of classes. You'll know like who you're able to who you're better than, okay? And you go with those people more often, and not so that you could put a beating on them or like just ragdoll them around, but so you could work on technique, because you're not as afraid that they're gonna throw you and manhandle you, so you could really focus on technique and doing things right? Don't use a lot of strength for nothing. There's no point in that. Focus on technique, focus on the setup, focus on getting a clean throw, like a clean technique in. And okay, so that's one thing. And then of course, so you want to spend a lot of time sparring with people who are less skilled than you, so that you're able to practice your skill sets on them and refine your skills. Like, don't be in a rush to go fight with, black belts or people who are at your level and then like have an all-out brawl with them, because that's how you're gonna get hurt. And you're not really learning anything. You're just gonna stick to what your strengths are or what you're used to doing, and that's not gonna help you grow. So spar a lot with people with skills levels lower than you, so that you could refine your technique and get better at it once in a while. So a rule of thumb, I got this from Jocko Willings, is for every 10 rounds that you go with people of lesser skill than you, okay, you go 1 round with somebody who's at your skill level or above, right? And then another thing I would tell my younger self would be to, and this is something I talked about with Shadi on the podcast that I did with him, is that you find women, high-level women to train with, because then you don't have that fear, like they're good and they're gonna force you to be more technical, and you won't have that fear of being thrown, so you're gonna use less strength and a little more technique, and it's gonna allow you to progress better. And also, like, you could go with guys who are the veterans, like the older guys who have nothing to prove, who can manhandle you, but will do it in a nice way, that they're not testosterone filled, they're not out to prove anything, so they're not gonna smash you into oblivion. They're gonna help you progress. And of course, don't go crazy on them either, in the sense that if you go really hard, like they're gonna have to smash you, but if you go technical and you approach it in a way where you wanna make things work, but the right way, then yeah, it's that would be the way to go. And then from there, I would also add, I would also say, choose your training well, actually that already goes into everything I just said. I was gonna say choose your training partners intelligently, but yeah, let me add to that. What I mean by that is that don't go with the crazies. Okay, if you know that some guy is unsafe, or you feel that he's unsafe and he just goes way too hard, just don't go with that guy. There's no point, unless you're ready for it and you want to go that day. But for the most part, yeah, that's it. So go with people who are safe. Go with people who are lesser skill level than you, so you can work on your own skill set. High level women, okay, because they can't overpower you, and you shouldn't be overpowering them either. You should be there going light and learning and trying to outmaneuver them. And going with veterans, that's going to be beneficial. Learn how to fall properly, right? And not more than, I would say, 2 sessions of hard judo. That means with the randoris and all that, the hard randoris, per week. because it does take a toll on the body. So I hope that made sense. If I think of anything else, it'll be in other videos, and you could, if you need any more advice, then just have any other questions, just send me another email, or just, put it in the comments somewhere. But email is the best, guys. So that's for this video. I hope I didn't make that too long. But that's the trick, guys. You got to listen to me in 2x. Sometimes I go off on tangents, and sometimes I go a little bit too slow, like this one, I feel. So that's it for this one. If you guys need coaching for your health and fitness, that's what I do for a living also. And with your help, guys, comment below, share, like, notification bell, all that good stuff helps the channel grow. And my dream is to do this full time, where I could just make a living off providing value for you guys, making videos, helping you guys, in your journey, and while you guys follow me on my journey. Because if I could do this full time, then what I'm gonna do is essentially train all the time and compete, and then I'm gonna have even better quality content and better information to share with you, and some funner videos to watch and all that. All right, love you guys. Peace.